I wanted to escape the angels and the darned, alone, as though by an oversight. Will we go back to the siege? Chani pressed. Yes, he whispered, and he thought, I must pay the price. Chani heaved a deep sigh, settled back against him. I've loitered, he thought, and he saw how he'd been hemmed in by boundaries of love and the jihad. And what was one life, no matter how beloved, against all the lives the jihad was certain to take? Could single misery be weighed against the agony of multitudes? Excuse me. Love? Chani said, questioning. He put a hand against her lips. I'll yield up myself, he thought. I'll rush out while I have the strength, fly through a space a bird might not find. It was a useless thought, and he knew it. The jihad would follow his ghost. What could he answer? He wondered. How explain when people taxed him with brutal foolishness? Who might understand? I wanted only to look back and say, there's an existence which couldn't hold me. See, I vanish. No restraint or net of human devising can trap me ever again. I renounce my religion. This glorious instance is mine. I'm free. What empty words. A big worm was seen below the shield wall yesterday, Chani said. More than 100 meters long, they say. Such big ones come rarely into this region anymore. The water repels them, I suppose. They say this one came to summon Muad'Dib home to his desert. She pinched his chest. Don't laugh at me. I'm not laughing. Paul, caught by wonder at the persistent Fremen mythos, felt a heart constriction, a thing inflicted upon his lifeline. Dab, the demanding memory. He recalled his childhood room on Caladan then. Dark night in the stone chamber. A vision. It had been one of his earliest prescient moments. He felt his mind dive into the vision, saw through a veiled cloud memory, a vision within a vision. A line of Fremen, their robes trimmed with dust. They paraded past a gap in tall rocks. They carried a long cloth-wrapped burden, and Paul heard himself say in the vision, it was mostly sweet, but you were the sweetest of all. A dab released him. You're so quiet, Chani whispered. What is it? Paul shuddered, sat up, face averted. You're angry because I've been to the desert's edge, Chani said. He shook his head without speaking. I only went because I want a child, Chani said. Paul was unable to speak. He felt himself consumed by the raw power of that early vision. Terrible purpose. In that moment, his whole life was a limb shaken by the departure of a bird. And the bird was chance. Free. And the bird was chance. Free will. I succumb to the leer of the oracle, he thought. And he sensed that succumbing to this leer might be to fix himself upon a single track. Life. Might be to fix himself upon a single track life. Could it be, he wondered, that the oracle didn't tell the future? Could it be that the oracle made the future? Had he exposed his life to some web of underlying threads, trapped himself there in that long ago awakening, victim of a spider future which even now advanced upon him with terrifying jaws? A Bene Gesserit axiom slipped into his mind. To use raw power is to make yourself infinitely vulnerable to generate powers. I know it angers you, Chani said, touching his arm. It's true that the tribes have revived the old rites of the blood sacrifices, but I took no part in those. Paul inhaled a deep, trembling breath. The torrent of his vision dissipated, became a deep, still place whose currents moved with absorbing power beyond his reach. Please, Chani begged. I want a child. Our child. Is that a terrible thing? Paul caressed her arm where she touched him, pulled away. He climbed from the bed, extinguished the glow globes, crossed the balcony window, opened the draperies. The deep desert could not intrude here except by its odors. A windowless wall climbed the night sky across from him. Moonlight slanted down into an enclosed garden. Sentinel trees and broad leaves. Wet foliage. He could see a fish pond reflecting stars among the leaves, pockets of white floral brilliance in the shadows. Momentarily, he saw the garden through Fremen eyes, alien, menacing, dangerous in its waste of water. He thought of the water sellers, their way destroyed by the lavish dispensing from his hands.